What's up, YouTube? Bobbles and Ball Cards back with another video. Hope you guys have had a wonderful week out there. Um, Hope everybody's doing well. I see Sean is already on, and he says another live baller. Bro, I be honest with you, I've tried to record this video 4 times today. I get sick of talking to a camera that does not interact back with me. I get long-winded. I try to get a point across and wind up going way too long, and I figure people won't watch the entire thing anyway. And so I figured, you know what? Let me get on live, talk to folks, and discuss it this way. And then that way, it's not just me spilling my thoughts or opinions, it's other people also as well. Seeing this information, I can break it down, answer questions. You guys can give me your thoughts and opinions. If anybody wants to join me live at any time, message me on Facebook or Instagram. I can send you over the link. It's StreamYard. You pop in, we can discuss, discuss whatever. But it is finally time, and Prizm football is here. People have been waiting. It's been a hot topic. I know there's been other videos. I actually talked to Dustin a bit about his personal finance dad. I talked to him about his video. I've seen some other videos, but um, first off the line was available yesterday. I watched Platinum rip some of that. I watched Pac-Man rip his box. And so first off the line came out yesterday. Hobby will be out tomorrow. We've chatted at times about the price, as you see here, $1,600 for a hobby box. I don't know how many of my viewers really would be interested in it to begin with. I know some folks like football, but I don't know how many are really buying ultra modern football, let alone spending $1,600 on a hobby box. But anyway, so it will be out tomorrow. And again, I was talking to Dustin. I watched his video. I seen Ryan Cracknell did a post on Twitter. Like, he's a Beckett article writer. He was kind of breaking some numbers down. So there's been a lot of talk about this. One reason I wanted to talk about it is, as y'all know, I like diving into numbers a bit. And I wanted to kind of break it down a bit further and not necessarily, it's your money. If you want to buy Prizm football, have at it. The sports cards are supposed to be enjoyable. The term hobby should mean that all of this is enjoyable. So if this is your thing and you have the money for it, by all means, do it. But I had noticed some things that just make me wonder, and that's why, like, the generic thumbnail and everything, is this going to be the product that kind of takes that step to show everybody, hey, we're here? It's been pushed, pushback, 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 as far as, are we close to junk wax? Are we in a junk wax phase? This and that and the other. And there's some numbers that are pretty alarming to kind of say this could be like Panini putting their foot over that line a bit and taking that step. I was actually talking with JJ earlier today, and I came up with like a way to kind of break it down to make it even make more sense to what's kind of happened within these parallels. Like, we're in the parallel age, obviously, but are those parallels really any different than back in the 90s when we would get a card that said 1 of 10,000? And we look at that card today and we laugh at it because back then we were like, oh, this is so rare. And it wasn't that it was really rare. It was just hard to pull that card that there was 10,000 of them of. And I think today, what it really is there's 10,000, but it's just chopped up and splattered with different colors and different patterns and this and that. It's the same card. It's just painted differently. It's got different makeup on it. And so it makes us believe, well, there's not 10,000 of them, So kind of want to dive into that, but here's the blowout cards sales sheet, $1,600. 2 autos, 10 number prisms, 4 silvers, 24 rookies, and 5 inserts per box for $1,600. So here's the sales sheet. I will say this here. This is a cool insert. It's supposed to be a case hit. It's new. It's called Manga or Manja. But anyway, it's this got Brady here. He's got his 7 stones, looking like he's got the Infinity Gauntlets and everything. So that's pretty cool. And then Color Blast, these are supposed to be really, really, really tough to hit at 10 cases, 1 in 10 cases. So really tough on the Color Blast. Those will probably be very, very, very expensive. But here's where things get interesting. And here is, if you notice all these tabs up here, I did 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. I didn't really need to go back and dive every year, but I thought it would be fun to look at the progression of the product since 2016. And so I did a little bit of nerdy numbers, and I did a spreadsheet here for you guys. And I'm going to explain what this is. If you guys want to go back and pause this and read through it or whatever, go through it while I'm talking about it. So up here, obviously row 1, you have the years 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Next, and this is all base cards. This is your base set. This is not any inserts. This is not autographs, nothing like that. This is your base set. And so in 2016, 17, and 18, Prizm Football was a 300 card set. In 2019 and 20, they bumped that up to 400 cards. And then this year, they decided to kick it up a notch, increase it another 10%, and they made it 440 cards. So in theory, it doesn't sound like a big bump. 40 cards, it doesn't sound like a lot. Now, let's get into parallels. And here I did how many non-numbered parallels. Okay. And what I mean by non-numbered, and I'll go back here to 2021. So if you see here, here's the base set checklist. Here's the parallels. All of these, you can see here, there's no numbering on it. All of these are your non-numbered parallels. Okay. And I did that for every year. I counted how many non-numbered parallels there was. So in 16, there was 7. 17, there was 9. 18, there was also 9. 2019, there was 11. In 2020, they bumped the non-numbered parallels up to 17. So what that means is like a silver, the white sparkles, like greens in football, I believe, are numbered. I'm trying to think of another one that's not numbered. Maybe a pink. I think the pinks are non-numbered. Any of them that do not contain a serial number. There was 17 different ones in 2020. In 2021, they bumped it up to 19. So there's 2 additional this year. Then I went back and I did the numbered parallels, which are obviously, as they say, all of these that have serial numbers. Okay. So in 2016, there was 10. In 17, there was also 10. 18, they bumped it to 12. 19, 14. They bumped the numbered parallels up to 21 in 2020. Now, with this comes the no huddles and all this stuff. We know all that's new product. They had like the H2 stuff and all this other stuff. So that bumped up to 21 different numbered parallels in 2020. And now in 2021, it's up to 24. So in 2016, here is the total number of different parallels. Your rainbow, if you wanted to complete the full rainbow of Dak Prescott, how many cards did you need? In 2016, you could have done the rainbow with 17 cards, 18 if you include the base card. So there was 17 in 2016, 19 in 2017, 21 in 2018, 25 and 19. Then it jumped to 38 in 2020. And then now it's up to 43. So This is where things can like trick the mind a little bit, because if you look here, it doesn't sound like a lot. They added 5 parallels. So you could be like, Bobbles, who cares? It's 5, right? It's not a big deal. But when I get further down, you're going to see why that 5 parallels is a huge number, just specifically with serial numbers. So there's 43 different parallels now compared to 17 different parallels in 2016. All right. Now, what I did here, I did total number of numbered parallels for player. What that means is all of these, I took all of the serial numbers and I added them up to get the number of how many different cards will have a serial number for each individual player. So, and I did that for every year. You know, y'all are more than welcome. This is all on Beckett. You're more than welcome to go check the math. But in 2016, there was 911 cards. So Dak Prescott, he would have had 911 cards out there that had serial numbers on them. And that's just the base cards. That's not the autos again. None of that. No inserts, nothing like that. Just base cards. He had 911 cards. In 2017, interestingly enough, it went down to 887. So it dropped 24. I'm going to show you why it dropped, because in 2016, the orange Prizm was numbered to 299, but in 2017, it dropped to 275. So they actually lowered the serial number of the oranges by 24. So that's why you have a minus 24 here in 2017. In 2018, there was 1,145 different serial number cards for each individual player. That was an increase of 258 over the previous year. In 2019, it dropped again. It actually went down 82. So 1,063 was how many cards each individual player had with a serial number on it. It was minus 82 from the previous year in 2019. In 2020, there was 1,414 different serial numbered cards for each individual player, which was an increase of 351 in 2020. This year, there will be 1,720 individual cards with serial numbers for each player. So Mac Jones, just cards with serial numbers on them, he will have 1,720 different cards. That's an increase of 306 over the previous year. Now, remember up here I said you might be like, well, it's only 5 new parallels. How does that make a difference? Well, what I did here is the total number of print. Like you take the entire set, how many serial number cards, and how many total was it for the entire set? Like how many serial number cards did they print of every player for the entire set? So in 2016, that number was 273,300. You can go here. You see it dropped by 7,200 in 2017, obviously due to this. It increased in 2018 by 77,400 from the previous year. Then another increase of 81,700 over the previous year. 140,400 increase from 2020 to 2019. And then we have another 191,200 card increase in 2021. When I say 191,200 card increase, that's only serial numbered cards. That's not like total amount higher of print cards. That's just serial number cards. So Panini printed 756,800 cards with serial numbers on them. And it makes sense because you have an increase of 306 on the total number for each individual player. And you also have 40 more cards in the set. So is everybody following me? I'm just, I see y'all are chatting. Let's see. Sam D says, nice work with this. Appreciate it, Sam. Rick says, what's up? How are you doing, sir? He said it's monsooning here in Tampa. Ziggy says Panini has hobby boxes for $1,400 tomorrow. Okay, $1,400. Okay, we're getting a $200 discount. Cool. Rick says basketball. This is football, Rick. Let's see. Sean says 1,400 LOL. I could do some damage at a show with $1,400 or open a single box. Tough choice. My dude Gun says, what's up, my fellow cardboard collectors? Let's see. All right. Rick says, can I start over? No, sir. All right. So here's my point. There is 191,200 more cards printed with serial numbers. I went down here and I took the key rookies from each set, and this is where things get really interesting. So I have Dak, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, and Burrow for 2020. This obviously doesn't matter, but you know, Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, and to be determined because we don't know who's going to really be the stud out of 2021. In 2016 and 17, rookies were all silver. 2018, silvers were only inserted in a hobby. And in 2019, I am fairly certain that's when they started putting silvers in retail. If I am wrong on that, I apologize. But if memory serves me right, silvers were in retail in 2019. But here is the current price per box on Blowout. You can get a 2016 box for $1,750. You can do 2017 would cost you $10,000. 2018 would cost you $2,200. 2019 you can get it a bargain for $900. 2020 is $2,600. And then obviously, as I showed, 2021 is $1,600. Okay. So how much, if you pulled the best rookie from these boxes, could you get like recently on eBay? So I used, and I'm going to show you guys, I used this parallel, the light blue Prizm out of 199. Every year there was a parallel out of 199. This was the highest numbered parallel that stayed the same across every year, out of 199, out of 199, 199, and 199, right? So I use this to make a flat base judgment, same numbering, everything, all of the years. So the last sold Dak Prescott out of 199 was a raw copy for $275. So if you bought 2016 box for $1,750 and you hit the Dak Prescott numbered out of 199, you would be ecstatic. You hit the guy you wanted. You hit a numbered card of Dak Prescott. You would be excited as hell until you found out that raw it was $275. And then if you looked, and let's say you sent it in to be graded, and I use BGS as a comp here because there's one currently available on eBay I could buy. A BGS 9.5 is $800 or best offer. Not even half the price of the box, plus you would have to pay grading fees. You can buy the best player in the product, his rookie numbered out of 199 for less than half the box cost. Okay. Mahomes, $10,000 for the box. Now, the last one sold was a PSA 9. Still a great grade, PSA 9. It sold for $3,290.62. There's one on eBay right now, also on a PSA 9 for $4,507. If you hit the Mahomes, again, you would be ecstatic. I hit a Mahomes rookie out of 199. Let me get it graded. Let me sell it. Until you realized if you don't get the 10, your only return is 33% of what you spent on the box. Okay? That is huge because you're not guaranteed a 10 by no company. So 33% was the last one sold of Patrick Mahomes out of a 199 Prizm rookie in a PSA 9. Their return was 33%. And that's not including what they paid to get it graded or anything. For 2018, box would cost you $2,200. Josh Allen, blue, out of 199. PSA 10, again, you would have to pay grading fees. $1,775 was the last one sold. $1,775 in a PSA 10. Box cost you $2,200. The guy got $1,775 for a PSA 10. Josh Allen out of 199. Granted, this Allen is a die cut. That's pretty damn hard. Okay. PSA 10 auction currently $880 with 13 hours left. So, that's to be determined what that one will go for. But the last one that I seen sold was a PSA 10 of $1,775. So again, you're not making box price, and that's if you hit the best guy. All right. 2019, Kyler Murray. These were 9s because the last one sold was a PSA 9, but a PSA 9 did $355. If you do a 10, you might be okay. I don't know what the 10 would sell for, but the PSA 9 did $355. There is a 9 on eBay right now for $400 or best offer. This one might not be too bad of a buy if you pop the 10, but again, you're not guaranteed a 10. And 2019 was not easy with centering and all that stuff. Y'all know that. Here is where stuff just doesn't make any damn sense. All right. 2020 is $2,600. Am I mistaken that Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl last year and has Jamar Chase and he's got another good wide receiver too. I can't think of his name right now, but he's got like, a good tight end, a good running back, a couple good wide receivers. He's in a division that's kind of all over the place, rebuilding with teams, and he just was in the Super Bowl. Well, people are paying the last sold on eBay for Justin Herbert out of 199. Somebody paid $5,500, but on Joe Burrow they paid $3,300. So I don't know why Herbert is $2,200 more than the guy that was just in the Super Bowl. But anyway, that's where things are at right now. Burrow, there is a PSA 10 available for $3,200 or best offer. Justin Herbert, there is a PSA 10 on auction with 3 days left at $3,275. In case anybody is in the market for a Justin Herbert that for some reason sells for nearly double a Joe Burrow when Burrow was just in the Super Bowl. Anyway, so my point of doing this data here was to show that even pulling the best quarterback, the best player in each of these boxes in a numbered parallel out of 199. Now, getting a number parallel at all, you could do better than 199. But I was trying to be optimistic because hitting one period is going to be tough. But out of 199, your odds of making your money back on these boxes is pretty low. So something to keep in mind. Now, I went a little bit further on the 2021, and I went up here, and this is only hobby parallels. So I did not do the full parallel numbered run. This is only hobby parallels, okay? You can see here, silvers are 4 per box. Snake skins are 1 per case. And then you have all the serial numbered ones. And this is just for hobby. So if you go over here, I added them up, and it comes to 1461 on the serial numbered cards, okay? Hobby parallels only. Again, you can go back and do that math, but it comes to 1461. There's 440 cards in the set. That brings it to 642,840 total serial number cards that should have been printed for hobby. The key is it states 10 numbered prisms per box. I don't know if that counts for insert cards and autograph cards, or if those don't count towards that 10. I'm going with the conservative route in saying that that 10 per box they're telling you is just the base cards. So this is actually going to be in Panini's favor on this. I'm actually going to give them probably a lower number than what it actually is. So keep that in mind there. But at 10 numbered cards per box, that would equal 64,284 boxes. If you figure out 1,600 a box, 64,284 boxes, that means just hobby Prizm alone is $102,854,400 in product. Can anybody tell me? And I see Ziggy in here chatting, and I know he absolutely loves Chris from Card Ladder and Chris's statement of market cap. I think that's what he calls it, market cap. Can anybody tell me, if you owned every Prizm card in the world from this product, do you truly believe it's worth $102 million? If you owned every single one, and this is only the hobby boxes. This isn't the first off the lines. This isn't the no huddles. This isn't the blasters, the megas, the cellos, or anything else that they release. At $1,600 a box, it is nearly $103 million in product. Can anybody please explain to me how in the hell that is possible when this is like considered the flagship product? Does it make any sense? So I just wanted to share that with y'all. I thought this was interesting. I'm going to get back to some chats. Gun said, copy Brando, millions of new cards and parallels. Ziggy says, sports cards once again did this similar breakdown of select basketball. People are waking up. Sean says, select going retail was the dumbest stuff ever. I did a video about a month and a half to 2 months ago that I broke down 19 and 20 Optic, Prizm, Select, and Mosaic. Surprisingly to me, for football, Mosaic 2020 was a really good buy if you break down the numbers for parallels and everything that they had in there. Mosaic wasn't printed. Select was printed off the charts compared to what it used to be. No offense to anyone that likes Select, but Select is trash now. So, Ziggy said the biggest deception was convincing collectors non-auto and non-relic cards have value. We are deceived. I don't think auto cards have that much value anymore. If you want to know the personal, honest truth, I don't think relic cards have much value anymore either. They're not game used. It's like I went to Dick's, bought a jersey, cut it up, glued it to a card. I mean, autographs, these guys are signing thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of autographs. I don't see a high value in them anymore. Their rookie year, they're signing who knows how many autograph cards, and they still got many years left to play. So I don't even know that autos and relics really are that special anymore. So, they're not game used and autographs aren't rare. So Gunn said grading prices and the cost of wax don't make sense. Hopefully grading goes down. Cost of wax needs to go down. It's messed up. The inflation on the wax I get bumping the price a little bit. I get even increasing print runs to meet demands. But when you go from a box, like Prizm used to be about $120 box for hobby. It was cheap. And now you're over 10xing that. It's why I made the joke in the video a while back. I said, was Fanatics trying to 10x the amount of people in the hobby, or were they trying to 10x the cost of wax? Because to me, it feels like they're trying to 10x the cost of wax. And all that's going to do is affect all of us. People are going to leave. We're going to be stuck with the overprinted stuff. The prices are going to be off the charts. And let's be real. Are they going to put a $1,600 box ever at $150 so we can buy it? I doubt it. The stuff will sit there. So Um, Sean says, I disagree, Ziggy. Too many YouTube people pushing the multi-$1,000 cards as the only way to collect have given the investor community myopia. I sell tons of El Cheapo cards to people because of the card is cool and looks nice. People are too worried about making $1 million by next month. I agree. I've shared with some folks my sales and my average price per sale. It does great, and I can tell you right now, it's way less than people would expect, but it does amazing. So, um, Sadie said, "You're not taking into account the Wander Franco rookie you probably get in the football box." I wish I could get my Wander Franco autograph. I seen he signed the Panini stuff. Maybe it would have been better off if I got a Panini redemption because Top sure as hell isn't getting him to sign, apparently. Ziggy said distribution is raving us. Panini is selling at 300 or less for allocation. I know you've seen that post in the group. I don't know what allocation is everywhere. And the truth is, even though that's what, Panini is selling it at, and those distributors might be funneling it back in at that number, getting the allocation alone is tough. So that's why Blowout, I think, is selling stuff for as high as they can because they know so many people want allocation and allocations are cut so small now. So Seth says, Hola, how are you doing, Seth? Hope you're doing good, sir. Ziggy says price fixing is first off the line at 1600 when it used to be at SRP. Now, well, I don't know that. So first off the line in the Dutch auction thing, I mean, it's either that or bots buy it all. It's pick your poison, I guess. Sean said Fanatics will fix it. We'll see. First off the line is 1600. Panini Direct is 1300. The price will dip under 1,000, but probably never less than 700. That'll be to be determined. I mean, look at 2020. It's still, what did I say it was? 2,600 for 2020. So that's actually up, way up over what it was here. So it'll be interesting to see. Let's see. He says more education for videos like this will educate consumer and collectors. Correction continues. Again, I'm not here to tell anybody to not buy any of this stuff. I just like diving into numbers. And when you were around and partook in the 90s and you see it happening again, but people want to push against it because of serial numbers, that's a little concerning. Now, I get that gold card there might be only 10 of them in that color. But when you have 43 different colors, is that gold really that special at that point? You look here. So gold prisms, there's 10 of them. Okay. But you have 5 other parallels here that are as rare or more rare than even the gold. So does that make the gold really that special when you have 5 other counterparts here? I mean, it's a good question, right? What about these 15s? They're only 5 more than a gold, So right here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 10 cards, 10 different colors or patterns that are numbered 25 or less. Yeah, that's a lot. So, Guns said I can replace my fence with a block wall for less than 50. Guns is fixing that back patio up, brother. Ziggy says he wants retail Prizm. I think megas will be 60 to 75, maybe even $80. Blasters are probably looking 40 or 50. Who knows? Dustin says good stuff. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the conversation earlier. I watched your video and enjoyed it. The Ryan Cracknell, I reached out to him to try to get better information on his numbers. I'm not sure what he was pointing to with those numbers in his post. I'd like to find out what his numbers were, actually what he was calculating there, because he didn't really specify it. Um, let's see. Burrow and Bengals have relatively easier path to winning division than Herbert. You are exactly right, Seth. That's why it makes no sense to me. And I am a Ravens fan, and I know the Bengals have a strong team. In that division, they have a strong team. So that's why I said it didn't make sense that Burrow is 2,200. The only thing I will give the light blue parallel on the side for Herbert is it is a cool color match with the powder blue, but is it $2,200 worth? No. So that didn't make any sense to me. Sean said, rule number one of wax, let other people open, lose their ass, and then sell the singles they want to me. Now, you're spot on there. I mean, if you want any of these cards, it's going to be way better to just buy the card. The problem with that is how many times are people going to lose their ass before they leave the hobby? And then we all are going to lose our ass. So, I mean, it's a catch-22 here. You can let people have fun, lose money, and sell the cards at a cheaper price, and you can pick cards up. Or we can try to work together, and we can't fix this. Panini wants money, distributors want money, Topps wants money. So we can't necessarily fix it unless people start understanding, yes, it's a great product, but is this print, is these prices sustainable? Do they make sense? And when that answer starts becoming no, then we could maybe hopefully see some sort of correction. The other concern is Panini doing this because they don't care? Are they going out of business soon? Maybe that's the key. Maybe they don't care. So it'll be to be determined. Ziggy says Triple Crown has a great video on Prizm Football 2012 and 2013 today. Good listen. I didn't go that far back. I only went to 2016. I have no idea what just happened. I lost where I was at. Oh, man. Panini White Sparkles. White Sparkles are sold on Panini's website, and you have to use points for those. So, Sports Card said, yeah, I saw Andy's. The missus said her problem is she loves ripping, and she feels like she's detoxing because we haven't bought any wax in a while. Sean says she has the true hot hand. Mrs. does pull some great questions. Or great questions. She pulls some great cards. I was reading Sadie's comment and said questions. He says, stop asking questions, Bob. You're supposed to tell us it's worth 30x so that I can post it to Snapchat. Oh, bro, if you're making Snap sales, I don't know crap about Snapchat or what's TikToks or none of that stuff. Ziggy says, remember, Panini isn't getting 1,600 or even 1,000 per. Now, tomato, when they put it up on their website and they do a Dutch auction and it sells out at 1,600, Panini's getting that money. So we don't know all of behind the scenes. We can speculate all we want of who's getting what. The fact is, if we want the product, we have to pay the price that it's available for. And I can tell you, 1,600 on Blowout, I've actually seen first off the line boxes selling for 2,200 on eBay. So, we can speculate that the stuff will drop, but it could go up. We don't know. Let's see. Sean says, save it up for the National. We need to hit up the VIP packs and giveaways too. Can't wait, dude. What are the parallel sleepers to get this year? Bro, I don't even want to speculate on that because quite honestly, there's so much of it out there. It's kind of like Victor said. I was watching Victor with his chat with Natsman and Big Scott, and he said, he has to start accepting parallels as a true rookie card in baseball and stuff because they're not going anywhere. And that's true. That's true. They're not going anywhere. And I want to do a conversation with Victor because I have some comments and questions that I would like to talk out with him. And to get his opinion on really. But which parallel is do we even consider the base rookie card the rookie anymore? Or should we be only going for the silver? or should we be going only for the orange, like the highest out of the serial number cards? Who knows? Um, Obviously, some of these are going to be printed less than even any of these, so it'll be interesting to see. I say buy whatever one you like. That's the best answer. Um, Seti says, meanwhile, I mean, Willie Mays relics are worth 200 bucks, Ruth 300, so 8 million for Burrow base makes perfect sense. You are not lying, Seti. Except there was a guy offered, there's a guy on Instagram that has a Ruth relic that is really freaking sweet, except he's asking 13,500 for it. I can't swallow that. Um, you know the next market in cards to crash. You know the next market in cards to crash like a rock, vet autos. People are overpaying for vet autos. Um, Personally, the only autographs I buy are of players that I absolutely like and specific cards of them that I like. Outside of that, if I'm buying autos, I am more open to buying in-person autos now than pack pulled because I can get the player I want at a much, much, much cheaper discount. So that has been my recent strategy. If I want autographs, I'm not a huge, huge autograph fan, but I do like to pick some up of players I like. So HT Sports said the number of parallels these days is absurd. There is no true rarity with this stuff anymore. That is correct, sir. That is that's the whole reason I did this video, really. And people are starting to notice it. Again, this isn't to say, it isn't to shit on anyone's parade and say the hobby's going to hell in a handbasket, but it is to put light on this. If you want to buy a Mac Jones out of 60 because it's a cool card and you really like Mac Jones, that's great. But is it worth $20,000 just because it's out of 60 when there's one here to 75 and there's one here to 50 and 49 and 35? Probably not. So, think about that. And guess what? This one, out of 60, he's going to probably have ones out of 60 in select and ones out of 60 in optic and one out of 60 in mosaic. And then he's got the NTs and the flawlesses and what else do you got? And there's just so many different products now. Not to mention just the parallels of each product, but there's so many products. I don't even know how many rookies players wind up with now. It's an absurd amount. So I'll tell you this much. I'm glad that I'm not too favorited on any player current that's like a newer rookie because I love like Michael Taylor. I would try to get every card of his that I could find. There's no way in hell I could do that today. None. There would be no way. Supply and demand is why vintage is king. JB's card break says I'm not buying anything that's not at least 60 years old anymore. Sadie says I tried to 10x something one time, it didn't work, and the girl left me. um, Mahomes bet autos will continue to decline with each vet year. Mahomes doesn't sign a whole ton of stuff, so I think he's a bad example. Fanatics wants to recoup the money spent to buy out Tops. Well, they've already bought Tops. I don't know what you mean by that, Guns. They've already bought Tops. I saw RGL is using a 2019 Mahomes vet auto as a chase and a repack and claiming 3K that will drop like a rock. RGL Run Good Life. Yeah, I seen he made a post on Instagram. I didn't really look at it. Again, I'm not interested in his products, so I'm not diving into it. I'm not buying it, so I really don't care. Actual work makes me this way. Let's see. Gun says history repeats itself. Seti says, "Oh, I'm past the stage of punching coworkers in my mind. It got to the point where my knuckles started to hurt in real life." Oh, that was him talking. I was like, "What the hell is he talking about?" Sean says, "Navy camo and Forest camo. Where the F is Marines camo?" So, Sean, I think they are trying to go Call of Duty mode, and like, you know how when you play Call of Duty and you prestige and like you get headshots with your guns, you get all the. I think there's going to be like they got tiger stripes and basketball and stuff. I think they're trying to go for all of the Call of Duty weapon camos. And to be quite honest, it might not be a bad strategy if they're focusing on that generation that's like coming up who played Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare and that kind of stuff. Because let's face it, kids spend money on like Fortnite skins. I know my son did it. Um, so they might like all that fancy animal prints and camos and stuff like that. But I don't know that it will change into sports cards much. Playing on Call of Duty and getting headshots with your sniper rifle to get a new camouflage on it isn't the same thing as like a card for, physical $20,000 and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think that's their mindset, but whoever was doing all these designs and parallels, I think played a little too much Call of Duty. Um, Geez, where did my comments go? I am way behind. I apologize, guys. The bottom line is prices will have to come down to a sustainable level. Sure, we need to expand the hobby and not run people out with obvious cash grabs like this. I was just speaking in general about my approach to wax 99%. Maybe if we introduce prospecting children to Epstein's friends, we can gain larger market share. Um, so anyway, so I think everybody is in pretty much uh, uh, a really pretty much the same agreement. Um, oh, I missed two cards while I was talking to you guys. Damn it. Anyway, I think everybody's pretty much in agreement. Um, the stuff is a lot higher printed, and just be careful out there. So, there's the spreadsheet if anybody wants to share this with anybody. I don't know how well it'll come up. Sometimes when I upload these videos, it gets blurry, but there's the spreadsheet if anybody wants to have it and look at it. If you got any questions on it, reach out about this stuff down here. Pretty self-explanatory. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to get on, do this as a live. I hope you guys enjoy it. This kind of stuff, I love diving deep into this stuff. I know there's some other people that do it. There's like Striker Breaks does it for baseball. Scotty V Cards does it for baseball. All of that stuff. So I like doing the same thing. In fact, when Scotty did the top 2022 Series 1, me and him talked a little bit because I actually had a higher number that I shared with you guys than what he got, and we were kind of just discussing numbers. He said he probably was off a little bit. There's still no clue of exactly how many of them was done, but and that's the thing with this. These numbers here are just the serial numbered cards. Like, we don't know how many non-serial number cards there are. So if the serial numbers are going up by this much, how much are the base and the non-serial numbered stuff going up? I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Prizm retail. Um, it may still wind up being hard to get a hold of, but I think there's going to be enough of it to probably um, fill a small state. So, but that's really all I got for you guys. I appreciate everybody that hopped on, chatted, and hung out. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I got on a little bit earlier because I don't know when everybody else does lives and stuff anymore. I try to catch some if people are doing them, but there was a schedule for a bit of people, um, and it's kind of shifted around and changed. I used to go live every night, And, obviously I was on the other night. I'll did it again tonight. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you have a wonderful night. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, I'm out.